morning sickness. Yeah, no, they lied. It's not just in the morning. It's in the afternoon, it's at night, it's in the evening. It's pretty much all the time. And it makes you think you're never gonna get over it. It makes you never want to get pregnant again, even though you really wanted this baby. But the good news is there really is plenty you can do to relieve symptoms, and I'm going to cover all the great stuff in this video, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to be looking at some things that you have not come across yet in other blogs or videos. So keep watching. So yeah, I'm wearing the same thing as in the last video, and no, it's not the same day. It's just pretty much the only thing I can wear at the moment. It's cute though. Want to see it? Even though it's pretty much covered in dog hair. I hope the camera doesn't pick up on that. Hello my lovelies, and welcome to another one of my bonus videos in which we'll be talking about combating morning sickness. And I've promised this for ages, and honestly I wasn't able to shoot this video until now that I'm 18 weeks and really over it. So I am going to share my top tips with you, and trust me, they are top tips. I've been practicing them on my patients for years, and now I've practiced them on myself, and I'm ready to share them with you. Do know that I'm going to give you lots of things, and it might be a trial and error thing. If you've tried one thing, don't give up. And you know what? It's possible that one thing might work for a while and then stops working. It was the same for me. So here you have a good toolkit that you can pick and choose from. So first of all, you need to know why you're getting sick. And yeah, hormones, yeah. But honestly, that's not the only thing. The reason we get sick is hormones, it's a struggling liver, and it is poorly managed sugar balance. So yes, of course, our hormones go up a lot, and we're not used to having as much estrogen and progesterone in our system as we have now, or even the HCG for that matter. So yes, that can definitely throw you off. However, having such high levels of hormones means your liver needs to work harder as well. And if your liver is struggling, that will give nausea as well. Or have you never had one glass of wine too much the night before and felt unwell the next morning? That's exactly the same reason. Your liver is struggling because it needs to be processing all the alcohol. And it's the same with hormones. And if you tend to struggle with your liver anyway, which is not uncommon, then it's going to exacerbate in your pregnancy. Then the sugar balance is another thing, because if you feel sick because of the hormones or the liver, then you tend to not eat, or you might just eat crackers, which are really only carbs, which means that your sugar will spike and then it will drop again. So a poorly balanced sugar balance, you know what I mean, will make you even more sick. You know, right? If you haven't eaten for a long time, you can start to feel a little bit queasy. It's the same thing. So if you have all of these three things together, yeah, no wonder you feel so crummy. So now that you know that you've got all these three things that you can work on, you don't have to feel just like a victim of your hormones. You can look at ways to alleviate symptoms by working on all three of these areas. So first of all, let's get the food stuff out of the way, because if you're sick already, you probably don't want to talk much about this. After this, we won't get into that anymore. But as I already mentioned, the sugar balance is super important. And yes, it is recommended to have some crackers when you wake up in the morning, and that will put something in your stomach. But as I mentioned, that is just going to spike your sugar, and then you're going to fall really deep after that as well, because those sugars will not be released over a longer period of time unless you use like whole grains, for example, or spelt, things like that, ancient grains. So that is a good thing to start with already. Make sure that you've got sugars that are slow releasing. And then the other tip I have is with every snack, with every meal, that you have some protein, because that will prevent your sugar from spiking and then dropping a lot again as well. So with that, I suggest that you have lots of small meals across the day, and this is recommended a lot anyway, because again, that will balance your sugar very well. Now this might be needless to say, because in another video I've already recommended to not use any caffeine during pregnancy, but some of you might still be happy with their cup of coffee or cup of tea. And then it's important for you to know that caffeine also puts pressure on your liver. So if you are nauseated a lot, then maybe cut that out for a while. Although I wouldn't be surprised if you're off it anyway, because I was off even tea. Ooh. Back on it though. And speaking of drinking stuff, don't forget to hydrate, because if you're dehydrated, that will make you feel sick too. And now my favorite topic, homeopathic remedies, because those are hugely helpful, although you need to have the right ones. So if you've tried homeopathic remedies in the past, or you're using mixes and it hasn't helped, then keep watching, because there is a remedy out there for you. And I might not be able to cover all of the remedies that are out there, but I'll cover the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 6, 5, 5. So all of these remedies fall into the categories of helping you deal with the huge spike in hormones that you're not used to, or supporting your liver to do its job better. And you don't need to know which of the two is bothering you the most. Just listen to the symptoms and you'll know which remedy is most likely to help you. So the first one is Nux vomica. And Nux vomica you can use if you have difficulty falling asleep, especially if you wake around 3 o'clock. Maybe you can't fall back to sleep again, because 3 o'clock is liver time. With Nux vomica, you will also feel constipated and the nausea. So if this suits you, Nux vomica is one to try. Another remedy that kind of looks like Nux vomica but is different is cocculus. And with cocculus, you will also struggle with insomnia, but the difference with Nux vomica is that you don't wake up specifically at 3 perhaps, but that you are woken up really easily. You're a light sleeper. During the day, you will feel very tired. Cocculus is also used for when you suffer from motion sickness, or like seasickness. So during the day, you might feel a bit queasy and a bit jet laggy, or a bit, weak. Those are typical symptoms for cocculus. Chances are with cocculus is also that you are a very caring person, or that you nurture or nurse other people. So if you already have a baby or a toddler or whatever that you have to take care of during the night and you have lack of sleep, cocculus could very well be suiting you. And now I've got 2 remedies that I kind of like to mention together, because they are similar and different, like cocculus and Nux vomica. And they are sepia and pulsatilla. And these remedies are often taught in college as the hormonal remedies. Now, it's not just for hormonal stuff, but often it will suit hormonal pictures, and that's why it's ideal to use these in pregnancy. There's a great way to distinguish between the two though. So if you don't have any of the sleeping issues or the liver stuff that you think it's mostly hormonal what's going on with you, sepia or pulsatilla could be good. The way to differentiate is like this. Sepia, you're most likely to feel especially sick in the morning, so you have the classical morning sickness. You will feel more annoyed, like PMS or PMT, than anything else. And you will also feel better from eating. Or the opposite, you feel especially worse from not eating. Pulsatilla, on the other hand, feels a lot worse in the evening. They feel worse from eating as well, even though they need to eat. And they are more tearful. So if you turn on the TV and every commercial makes you just cry and want to cuddle up with your husband, then pulsatilla might suit you. Pulsatilla also feels a lot better from being out in the open air. And that brings me to the next remedy, ipecacuanha. That's the one that helped me. Ipecacuanha people also feel much better when they're outside. Like sepia, they also have that empty feeling in their stomach and they feel worse from not having eaten, but they especially feel better from drinking cold water. And what was the other thing? Oh yeah, this is very typical for when you don't actually feel better from throwing up, or maybe you're not able to throw up. You might think, if only I could just toss my cookies, I'd feel way better. And then lastly, ipecacuanha can also have like these empty burps. So if you have that and that kind of alleviates, but then you feel sick again, ipecac could be the right remedy for you. Now, if none of those things work, there's another remedy that you can try. This remedy feels so much worse for motion, like cocculus, and cannot bear the smell of any type of food and doesn't want to eat at all. And this is Symphoricorpus racemosus. Now that's a name that you want for your short list for your baby, don't you? All right, on to vitamin B6. You may have come across this already, and this is really an important one to mention. It helped me a lot, but you need to stick with it. Chances are that if you use it for 2 or 3 days, you're going to start to see a difference. Vitamin B6 has been known to be very low in women that suffer with severe morning sickness. And the way that B6 can help is that it helps us process certain types of proteins. Now the recommendation is to take 10 to 25 milligrams and then 3 times a day. Make sure you have it with food. So I would suggest that you start with 10 milligrams and work your way up if you need to. And CBD oil, yeah, can you tell that I'm Dutch? Obviously the CBD oil you're going to get is without THC so that it doesn't affect your brain. So CBD oil, I'm not going to say too much about because there's so much research out there. There's not enough space in this video. However, CBD oil is known to be very useful in many types of diseases. It's also used for cancer patients and it helps them increase their appetite again. And it really helped me in the first couple of weeks. So you can vary in dosages. I would go by what is recommended on the bottle or the website from the company that you buy it from. Just make sure that you buy a high quality. Don't just go to any type of drugstore and get whatever. Get really nice quality. So yeah, you'll spend a bit more, but it will benefit you way more as well. Also, it can help you relax and help you sleep. Honestly, if I take a couple of drops, it can really put me into this like C-bands. Okay, these didn't help me at all, but I have to mention them because they do help a lot of people. They work on a principle of acupressure, and these are also used for people that suffer from motion sickness, so you can see how it could possibly help with morning sickness as well. I didn't like them because it really hurt my wrist eventually, and I guess I'm just very sensitive, but I didn't care initially. I thought if it's going to help me, I'll just try it. So if you want, you can consider maybe borrowing it from somebody or splurging on it because that's the way I was. I could spend a lot of money if only I would feel better. All right, I have 2 more tips. Are you ready? First, coconut oil. I wonder if you've heard of this one. I doubt it because I just kind of figured it out myself. So a lot of women that struggle with morning sickness will also have a bad taste in their mouth. It might be bitter, it might be like metals, and again, this has to do with the hormones. The problem is, or the problem was for me, that because I didn't have a very nice taste in my mouth, the food tasted even worse. And even if I had food that I liked, the aftertaste was so bad to me that I couldn't eat that food later again. So what I started to do was floss more besides my normal oral hygiene routines. And I would rinse with salt water, and I started to rinse with coconut oil like people do when they do oil pulling, because I thought maybe I could just clean my mouth and I'll feel better. And then I found out that this coconut oil really helped me cleanse my palate, and I felt so much better. And then in between meals and brushing my teeth and doing the coconut oil rinsing, I would usually have gum on me. I haven't used gum in years, but that really helped me to tide me over as well. And then lastly, we've got essential oils, and I'm pretty sure there are loads of essential oils we could talk about. We could have a separate video, but I'm not a specialist in essential oils, so I recommend that you search online for someone that is. But I did want to share these 2 essential oils because my sister-in-law recommended them to me, and I think they're great. So these are lime and peppermint, and if you diffuse them like back there, then it will be in your environment, and that can really help with your nausea as well. You can also put it on a tissue and sniff it every now and then, or put it on your pulse points, but honestly I find that a little bit too overwhelming because I was so sensitive anyway to the smells, and you might be too. So diffusing is a great option. Yay! So now you have some tools to tackle this nausea and not feel like the victim, right? Just remember, it won't last forever. It really won't. And promise me one thing, if you are still really sick beyond the 12 weeks or you are vomiting all the time, please find a really good homeopath to find you a good remedy, because the right remedy will really help you and prevent you ending up in hospital on a drip or having to take medication. Trust me, it is possible. If you've tried all the things in this video and then your homeopath is finding you the right remedy, you'll feel so much better. If you have any other tips that I haven't mentioned, then please comment below. Everybody here reads the comments, so there might be a woman out there that would be hugely benefited by your suggestion. And if you have any ideas for me to do future pregnancy related videos, then let me know below as well, so I can use those as ideas for my bonus videos. And if you haven't seen my previous pregnancy videos, make sure to click on the playlist on your screen right now. That's my natural pregnancy playlist, and it will keep growing as my bump does. And in the meantime, see you in the next video. Bye!